workplace bullying law in Florida for employees. This is Florida attorneys serving you in the state of Florida. Workplace bullying is a common problem in Florida. There are many reasons that bullying might go on in the workplace, and ultimately your employer is responsible for maintaining a culture of respect and appropriate behavior at work. When this expectation is not met, or when an employer does not respond properly to a situation that involves bullying, legal action may need to be taken against the employer to address the problem. If you've been the victim of bullying in the workplace in Florida, you need to reach out to the team at Lopez Law today. They have years of experience working on these kinds of cases, and they can represent you as you seek redress for the bullying situation at your place of employment. No one should have to go to work in a toxic workplace environment, and we can help. This would include targeting verbal abuse, physical abuse, telling offensive jokes, using profanity, racial slurs, offensive language, criticism of your work, constant changes to deadlines or expectations, and belittling an employee in front of others. None of these actions should be tolerated in any workplace, and many Florida employers refuse to address these issues in an acceptable manner. This kind of behavior should be included in the various ways that employees can be placed on disciplinary action pending release from employment. And yet many bullies are allowed to continue to harass other workers without being held accountable for their behavior. This kind of activity in a workplace can lead to low morale and to people quitting in order to escape the toxic nature of the work environment. However, there are laws that are set up by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission which forbids this kind of behavior. This means that you can choose to take legal action against your employer for workplace bullying that has not been addressed. Bullying in the workplace is bad for everyone, and the impact of these behaviors on employees is the same whether management or another employee is responsible for the actions being taken that are inappropriate. The fact that this kind of behavior is so common in the American workforce is a sad commentary on the way that employers tend to handle these kinds of behaviors when they crop up. In fact, many people are not totally aware that they're being bullied at work until they start to dread coming to work, or they feel stressed about the thought of being at their job. Physical reactions can also occur, including increased blood pressure, heart problems, and anxiety attacks. These kinds of responses are not unusual when it comes to workplace bullying, and you should be aware of these symptoms as a sign that you're actually being treated improperly at work. Emotional distress can have a very real impact on your health and your ability to work. You should never be held accountable for workplace errors or a lack of workplace performance surrounding issues that are not being addressed in the workplace. Bullying is one of the key reasons that people leave jobs each year, and you should not ever feel that you have to exit your place of employment due to a lack of respect or response from the employer who hired you to real issues that need to be corrected. Who can be held accountable for bullying at work? If you've been the victim of these kinds of bullying actions at work, you might think that not everyone can be held accountable for these kinds of actions. However, this is not the case. No matter who is doing the bullying, these actions are not allowed by law. Your boss or your coworker who does the same job as you can do both be held accountable for the workplace bullying. Problem have to do with workplace. They forbid the behavior in the workplace. However, there are laws about bullying and abusing protected classes of people. And this is where the EEOC comes in. A skilled lawyer will know how to handle this issue with the backing of legal precedent, despite the fact that Florida law does not specifically call out bullying as being illegal. Common sense shows that these kinds of actions should not be allowed, and there does need to be a legal precedent to follow to build a case. What can I do to stop being bullied in the workplace? The first step you must take when you're being bullied in the workplace is collecting documentation and proof of the interactions. You can record your memory of the events or save emails and actual documents that are related to the activities of the bully. Once you have these documents in hand, you'll want to go to your HR department and report the person for bullying. Working with a skilled lawyer makes a difference. These kinds of cases can be hard to prove if you work with a lawyer who doesn't have experience in these cases. And this team has years of experience working on workplace bullying cases. And we know how to undertake an effective investigation into your case. We'll be able to collect the information necessary to discuss the problem with your employer and seek settlements or other forms of resolution to your bullying situation. If you have been fired by your employer due to retaliation, we'll be able to seek redress for this offense. As well as these kinds of actions should not be taken against those reporting workplace issues, and the business will need to be held accountable for this kind of action as well. We'll work hard on these kinds of cases to make sure that our clients get the proper outcome for their workplace bullying cases. And you should be able to work every day with the assurance that you'll be treated with respect.